These children are singing in a South African language called Afrikaans. It's a mixture of Dutch, German and native Khoisan languages which developed in the 17th century during the colonial years. A new law says parents and school governing bodies will no longer have a final say in what language their children are taught in or who gets admitted into public schools.
I will put my child in a school where my child is comfortable with his language, with his environment, without embarrassment. That's my take.
The Basic Education Laws Amendment Act gives the Education Department the final say in language and admission policies. When apartheid ended in 1994, black parents were allowed to send their children to better funded, previously white-only schools. More than 30 years later, some of these schools teach subjects only in Afrikaans, a language many children can't speak, a language some South Africans associate with oppression.
For many years in the country, there's been exclusion of learners, primarily those who come from townships as well as rural communities. In particular, black learners are not able to penetrate or enter into historically white schools, the so-called Model C schools, which teach in Afrikaans.
Afrikaans-speaking minority groups say they are not excluding anybody and that they have a right to educate children in their mother tongue.
We see schools as the way that we make sure that our culture is kept alive, that it is taken forward to next generations. So for us, we see this as an attack on our cultural existence, which makes this more serious.
Afrikaans is South Africa's third most widely used language, spoken by about 13% of the population, more than half of whom are not white. South Africa has 12 official languages. While most schools in the country teach in English, there are those that teach in Afrikaans. Parents and school governing bodies in some communities don't want that to change. President Cyril Ramaphosa has given people 3 months to consult on the controversial sections of the law. If a compromise can't be reached, he says implementation will go ahead. Haru, Mutasa, Jazeera, Centurion, South Africa.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.